everyone. Welcome to another Tay's Tech Talks episode and Final Cut Fridays. My name is Taylor Arndt, and I create videos all about tech. I help motivate people to be excited about tech and to be empowered to make the world more accessible. In today's Final Cut Friday, we're going to be talking about a very important topic, and something that you probably really don't consider. That topic is storage and organization. How do I store my media footage? How do I organize it so that I'm able to find it? That is a really great question, and we're going to be talking about that today because it's one thing to be able to film and edit and produce these videos, but for one thing, video takes up an ungodly amount of space. And for two, you need to keep your footage organized so you can find it in the future. Having a smaller external hard drive or some other medium to store my Final Cut projects was going to be essential. And so today, what I recommend is if you're wanting to get into video editing seriously and you're wanting to get a YouTube channel, then what you need to do is you need to be able to organize your footage on either an external hard drive or a NAS, which is a network attached storage. You could also use Google Drive as well, but you need an external place besides your computer. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into Final Cut, and I'm going to show you how I start off each new project on my hard drive and how I organize things. I'm screen sharing, and so what I'm going to first do is open up my hard drive so you guys can kind of see how I have everything organized. So each video, I have a separate folder for each project, and then in there I have the Final Cut library as well as the raw recordings that are done in MP4 and the final MOV files that are exported from Final Cut. So I'm going to show you what that looks like.
Finder, allocate, out, side, inside, desktop, iCloud, locations, elements, eject, out, scroll area. Space with Finder, list view, table, no selection.
So
September 28, 2021, September 29th, Final Cut Pro tutorial with voiceover taking.
I've got some Zoom recordings, but then I have
Final Cut Pro tutorial with voiceover taking a tour of view, Final Cut Fridays folder. September 27th, 2021.
the name of the videos, and then in that name of the videos folder, I have the video content. So each video has its own folder. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder for this video. So I'm going to do Command-Shift-N.
New folder, untitled folder, content selected,
I'm going
edit
to
text.
call it Final Cut.
Selection deleted, Final.
And I usually give the folders a generic name until I come up with an actual title for the videos. And that way I'm able to find them later and I can rename the folder once I actually know what my video is going to be called.
CUT cut FRIDA Friday PISODE episode 1 2.
Okay.
Elements window list view table. Final Cut Friday episode 2 folder. Today at 11:02 a.m. Folder selected.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Final Cut. And then I create which is a library. So a library contains all of the media and it's kind of like your one-stop shop for that project or video. And so you first create a library and then you're going to create an event. An event is kind of where you can store all your footage. And then you're going to create a project. And the project is kind of, the thing that you're working on. So sometimes people will have more than one project per library, but I choose to have everything separated. So I create an event, I create a project, and I create a library for each video that I do. So let me go into Final Cut and I'll demonstrate.
FINLUT Finder elements window list view table. Final Cut Friday episode 2 folder. Today at 11:02 a.m. Folder selected. Spotlight search FINALUT Final Cut Pro sell 2 items.
Okay, I'm going to go to my file menu.
Space with application, vertical splitter, effects. Menu bar, Final Cut Pro, Final, about file, new, open library, new, submenu, new, event ellipsis option N, project ellipsis command N, library ellipsis.
Library,
save dialog, save dialog, save as, save untitled, content
I'm
selected,
going to call this
selection deleted,
Final Cut.
FINAL, final, CUT cut, FRIDA, Friday, PISODE, episode 2.
And I'm going to make sure that it's selected in that Final Cut Friday episode 2 folder that I created a while back. And so this makes sure that everything is super organized, and then I'm able to find it later on.
Back, forward, F, change, video text, show less out, search text, new folder, show, video tear down, show, search, new, sidebar, table, elements, eject button, outist, column view, and September 28, 2000, September, Final Cut Friday episode, Final Cut Pro tutorial, voice, Final Cut Friday episode 2, group 3 of 8. Now in Final Cut Pro window, effects.
Okay.
Final Cut Pro has new window.
So I've created my library, and now I'm going to create my event. So my event is kind of where all my footage is going to be stored. And so I'm going to create that in my library. So I'm going to go to my file
menu. Final file. New, open library, new, event, library, event ellipsis option N.
Or option N.
Event, in dialog, 929, event, NAL, final, CUT cut, FRIDA, Friday, EPSIDE, DISPE, space, Friday, PIE, ESOEE episode 2. Event media sidebar table. Final Cut Friday episode 2. F event sidebar with event image.
Okay.
Selected.
And
Cut browser window.
finally, I'm going to create a project.
Project. Selection INAL. Final CUT cut FRIDA. Friday PISOEE episode 1.
Now,
3. 2.
something I should have done is made sure that my event was stored in the library, right? Making sure that that was stored in the right place, because I don't want it to be stored somewhere else. That would be kind of confusing. So I should have been able to check that, in which I did. So I made sure that it was stored in the correct project. So that way everything is in one place. And then...
End event. Final Cut Friday episode 2. Default event pop-up button.
Yep.
Starting time code 00 colons. Video. Format. 7. 20. Resolution. Apple Clear 4. Code. Stamp. Code. Audio. Stare. 4. Channel. Set. Use. Can't. Okay. Default button.
Hit OK.
Project timeline. Layout area. Closing dialog.
And voila. I'm ready to edit. So then when this video is done, I will drag it into my Final Cut. And I will go ahead and edit the video now that I've created all my infrastructure. So let me show you now what the folder structure looks like from the hard drive.
Finder. Zoom.us. Zoom.finder. Finder. Now in space. Final Cut Pro tutorial. The voiceover taking a tour of view. Final Cut Pro tutorial. The voiceover taking a tour of view. Final Cut Friday is full and closing folder. Google Drive volume. Elements volume. Eject button. Today open. List view tape. September 28th. September 20. Final Cut Friday episode 2 folder. Name. Open. List view tape. Final Cut Friday episode 2. Final Cut Pro library. Today. Name. Ascending order button. Date. Name. Ascending order button. Out. Scroll area. Date. Name. Ascending order button. Zoom.us. Zoom share toolbar window. System. Find. Now in Final Cut Friday episode 2 window. List view table. Final Cut Friday episode 2. Final Cut Pro library. Today at 11:06 a.m. 394 kilobytes. Final Cut Pro library. Selected. Space with Finder containing window. Final Cut Friday.
Okay. And you notice that I have my Final Cut library created and it's in my same folder. And I will put all my stuff in here. So whether that's thumbnails, I will put everything in this folder that I created for each video. So you can come up with your own organization system. But this is personally what I do to keep myself organized. And I feel like this was a really good episode to make sure that everyone can be able to be organized. Because my thing is, when I first started doing this video editing, I was super unorganized. In fact, I was so unorganized that I couldn't find anything. And so that's why I believe this is so important, is to make sure that you're super organized so that you're able to find things. So this will do it for the Final Cut Fridays episode for this week. If you enjoy this content, why not start now by subscribing to the channel? I've got a ton of Final Cut content coming out each Friday, and it will be posted by 11 p.m. Central. But y'all, I think that is going to be a wrap, and with that, I will see you guys for Tutorial Tuesday.